This entire study that's coming out and saying, breaking news, Starbucks attendance down 6.8%, is not based off of anything other than cell phone tracking information. That is the most misleading study I think I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Newsroom. I'm your host Neil Winteregg, joined as always by Dr. Greg Winteregg, CEO and author. So I have an interesting topic to talk to you about. And I did go over this one with him a little bit yesterday because you wanted to do a little bit of research.
Yeah, sometimes I get a preview.
Yeah, sometimes he gets a preview. One of the few times I actually give him into a preview of what's going on. So if you're new here, we do 3 videos a week talking about profit first, making money, rants. This is an episode of our Newsroom where we talk about business things that are going on and give our 2 cents. And try and give you some information to apply to your business because you're probably not Delta Airlines or Starbucks, which we're going to talk about today.
Right.
But how can you take from what they've done and apply it to your own thing? So I was doing some scrolling around yesterday, and this one I thought was interesting. And so I started to read the article thinking I wasn't going to like the topic, but then the article was so weird that I had to do some more research into it because it was pretty dumb. So here's what this says. This is a Yahoo Finance news article from November 17th. Mackenzie Strategopoulos, I hope I said that correctly, wrote this. And the heading says, Starbucks' open bathroom policy may be hurting foot traffic, new study finds.
Okay.
And so I wanted to see, because I figured that the open bathroom thing was not smart from a business perspective.
Now, do we want to throw in what that is?
So that's just because of all the stupidity that happened in Philadelphia with people coming in, not wanting to leave, and then Starbucks, felt like they did something wrong, which they didn't. And then they said, anybody's welcome in our stores to go to the bathroom.
Anybody at any time can walk in.
You don't have to just be a customer and all that kind of stuff. So there was a study done. Now, this is what's really funny. 2 universities did a study. The University of Texas at Dallas and Boston College.
Okay.
I don't know how many people were involved, but 2 universities actually spent time researching numbers from 2017 and 2018. They say that the coffee giant has seen a 6.8% drop in attendance per month relative to other coffee shops nearby. And this is even though Starbucks' sales have outpaced expectations. So when I read the first 2 paragraphs, I was kind of confused because I'm like, their sales are growing, their sales are outpacing expectations, but they've seen a 6.8% drop in attendance. These 2 facts don't equal up.
It doesn't.
So I kept reading. So just think about this for a second. These are people in business college doing a research. Okay? So how did they find these numbers?
Right.
Okay?
How do they base their data that attendance
How do
is
they
decreasing?
know that 6.8% drop in relativity to other coffee stores? That's what they're basing this off of.
Yeah.
It's relative to other coffee stores in the area. The study was based on anonymized location data related to 10,752 Starbucks stores from January 2017 to October 2018. The study collaborated with a company called SafeGraph, a company that compiles anonymous smartphone location data and conducts algorithmic analysis. First off, scary as F that goes on. Secondly, this entire study that's coming out and saying, breaking news, Starbucks attendance down 6.8%, is not based off of anything other than cell phone tracking information. That is the most misleading study I think I've ever heard of.
Yeah. No, and it's alarming, first of all, that
then they're linking it to the open door policy.
Right. So talk about conjecture. First of all, it's scary that they can track people just going in and out of this, not this Starbucks, but related coffee companies in the area.
Yeah.
But then they extrapolate that now to some random open door policy is
the cause of this.
Their attendance is down. But I went online and I actually found the data. So
this study was about 2017 and 2018.
2017 and 18. So they were up, but 2017 was up 2.2 billion over 16, which the company does around 20 billion.
They did 22.4 billion in 17? Is that right?
Yep, 22.4 billion,
Okay.
which is over the 20 billion that they did in 16. So,
Yep.
so I don't remember when all the problem was.
It
in
says
Philadelphia.
17-18 was the study.
Right. Okay, so they were up 2 billion in 17, they were up 2.3 billion in 18. 2019 corporate year just ended, they were up 1.8 billion. So they're averaging $2 billion in growth since their open door policy.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with their open door policy, you disagree with the open door policy, this is a stretch from information just tracking our cell phones in and out. But how in the world can smart people at college take this data and then extrapolate it that this is why the body traffic is down, but then their revenue is up, which is just kind of glossed over as far as 4 words in a sentence. And I would just like to say, I don't know why people go to college. We've got our college video that maybe we want to throw up here because we're getting thousands of views of our college video. And these are smart people that are just making dumb conclusions.
As we know, we have made a video attacking Starbucks previously, comparing them with the Black Rifle Coffee Company, who I'm a fan of, and just the different policies that they have, right?
Yeah.
But I believe that Starbucks is correct here.
Yeah.
They actually made a statement, which I love. It says, customers are visiting Starbucks at record numbers. Rather than tracking cell phone data without user knowledge, we see real customers in our stores and the connections they make with our employees every day across more than 31,000 stores. So I'm not a Starbucks fan, but I'm sticking up for them because this study is ridiculous.
It is stupid.
And I don't understand how 2 business colleges, think about this, folks. This is where we hold people that come from these colleges with this revere of business.
Yeah.
I'm 32 years old and didn't even go to college, and it took me 1 sentence of this article to realize that something with this study was seriously effing wrong. If the store percentage of visits is down and the revenue is up, what doesn't make sense here?
Right.
And so that was actually what caused me to read this article. Was the first sentence made no sense from a numbers and statistics viewpoint.
On conjecture here, they got cute. They found a way that they could track the cell phones and all of this, and they had the data, and they had to make a story.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, this is fake news. This is made up, arbitrary conjecture.
to say that.
Yeah, I know. I said it out loud.
Fake news is real.
As they have gone in 2016 to 20 billion, 2019 to 26 billion.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say that their
And the article-
body traffic is down.
The article itself even says that these numbers are exceeding expectations.
Exceeding expectations.
Now, if you want to say that they are not growing as fast as smaller local coffee chains based off of cell phone information, and that's what you want to say, okay. Starbucks has more competition now than ever. There's smaller mom and pop chains that do their own roasting, and maybe those are seeing more business comparatively.
Yeah.
But as a whole, Starbucks is decimating the field.
Yeah.
You can't say that they're down, and you can't say that this policy has hurt
Right.
them. In all honesty, it doesn't look like the policy made any change whatsoever.
Right.
They're big enough to be able to overcome this policy. Okay, but for a business, it just blows my mind that these business colleges are being revered and held.
Yep.
And people somewhere actually spent money to find out this information.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
People got paid to find out this information.
Probably millions of dollars were done to
Quite
study
possibly. Quite
cell
possibly.
phone user information to come up with a conclusion that statistically does not make sense.
So
it's
I would-
very interesting.
I would just like to throw in like the old white hair, old guy viewpoint here. Is like, think for yourself.
Yeah.
Just like you did. You're looking at this like, this doesn't make sense.
These two lines don't make
Right, and just because it came from 2 colleges, I mean, Boston College, you're supposed to be smart when you go there.
Yeah.
So you have these 2 institutions here like, oh, well, the university said, so it has to be right. It's just like, no, read the data and think for yourself because
Now,
this is
I'm going to
silly.
link the article below, and after I had already read the article and decided this is something I wanted to talk about, I saw that there was actually a video where they interviewed one of the people in charge of this whole thing, and he is defending it to the hilt that this information is correct, and the people on the TV, which I think one of them was Grant Cardone, is sitting there like, really? And it's just very funny.
It's funny. You showed me that video after I did all this data. What does Grant Cardone say? The revenues are up.
The revenue's up. How are they going down?
You should really watch the video because it's really interesting.
And I'd love to hear your thoughts down below because,
please
like
respond.
I said, I'm not a Starbucks fan. I don't like their coffee, right? But I'm willing to stick up for any organization that is getting hit with these false narratives of numbers.
Yep.
People go way too deep into numbers.
Yep.
And it's just like, okay, body traffic's down, numbers are up. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
There's a reason behind all this stuff. So don't get sucked into weird statistics that make no sense for your business.
Yep.
Okay, do a real analysis. If you need help with that, we'll help you with it. This is what I do. So
revenues are exceeding expectations. That was your clue.
yes, but we're down 7%. I mean, 6.8% is a lot of 22 billion. So anyway, we'll see you next week. Happy holidays to you all. And if you have anything to say, leave it down below. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you next week.